saying out loud.
So yeah, he knows he's going to lose. So let me correct my last statement. Doesn't look like it's that close of a race right now. And so he's setting this up by trying to draw out the possibility of a challenge. But again, Republicans haven't followed him down this rabbit hole, at least in the Senate. They're not going around trying to undermine American democracy. I haven't heard that yet. Most of them say, no, mail-in ballots are fine. But yeah, get rid of the ballots. There won't be a transfer. And Willie, we just can't underline it enough. This is, yes, of course, his president going back to 2016 said, I don't know whether I'm going to approve the election or not, whether I'm going to accept the results or not. He's never been asked, I don't think, this question, will you commit to a peaceful transfer of power? And he refuses to answer that. I'm wondering what Ben Sasse thinks in Nebraska of the president of the United States refusing to commit to a peaceful transfer of power. I wonder what Cory Gardner in Colorado, what Martha McSally in Arizona, what Tom Tillis in North. Hey, Tom. The president of the United States yesterday, for the first time in the history of this great constitutional republic, said that he would not commit to a peaceful transfer of power. Now, Tom, we grew up in the same region. I think you're a Southerner. I'm not exactly sure where you grew up, but at least in the schools where I grew up, we were told, at University of Alabama, University of Florida, we were taught that what separates America from every other country in the world is for how long this grand constitutional republic has had a peaceful transfer of power. That, Tom, in America, my teachers in Meridian, Mississippi, and in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and in Georgia, Pensacola, Florida, they taught me that what separates us from countries that aren't free is that we have a peaceful transfer of power and somebody leaves office and somebody else comes into office without tanks having to roll down our streets. It's been really something that we've taken great pride in this republic for a very long time. And Tom Tillis, I'm wondering, are you proud of that? Mm-hmm. I mean, Tom, do you believe that what makes America great is that every president before Donald Trump has never questioned whether there would be a peaceful transfer of power? Susan Collins, I'm wondering in Maine, I know a little bit about Maine, not as much as Mika does. She's been there every year of her life, but like, did they teach that in Maine schools? Like this morning in Bangor, I'm wondering, are they teaching the kids in civics classes, if we still have civics classes in Bangor? Are they teaching the kids, Susan Collins, in your state?
In Ellsworth, Trenton,
Ellsworth,
Soamesville.
Trenton, exactly. Are they teaching kids in Augusta that what separates America from, I don't know, let's say Belarus? What separates America from Russia, what separates America from China is that in our country, you have leaders that leave office and others that go into office because there's a peaceful transfer of power, Susan Collins. And I'm just wondering, Susan Collins, will you speak out today and condemn the President of the United States for being the first president in over 240 years of this constitutional republic to not guarantee a peaceful transfer of power? You know, I could play Just As I Am in the background, and we could have this be an invitation for you to step forward and not commit your life to Jesus Christ, but instead just commit yourself to the basic outlines of American democracy. Susan Collins, will you condemn today the President of the United States when asked, will you commit to a peaceful transfer of power, refused to answer the question? Now, I don't think it's hard I don't think you have to like wring your hands and say, oh, this is so disturbing. I know this is interesting, Susan, because I remember you saying that when you voted for Brett Kavanaugh, that Brett Kavanaugh respected the almost 50-year precedent of Roe v. Wade because he respected precedent. And then, of course, he didn't quite vote that way this year. So you're wrong there. I also remember more to this point, Susan Collins, when you said after impeachment that you voted against the impeachment of a president who used his position as commander-in-chief in an American foreign policy aid to a democracy, a struggling democracy that was invaded by Russia. You said, to dig up dirt, by the way, blackmail that leader to dig up dirt on his political opponent in America. You said at the end of that, remember what you said? I don't know if you remember what you said. Do you remember what you said? You said that Donald Trump had learned his lesson. Of course, he fired American hero Lieutenant Colonel Vindman later that week. He started interfering in Roger Stone's sentencing later that week. But Susan Collins, will you today step forward and condemn the President of the United States like Mitt Romney for saying that he would not guarantee a peaceful transfer of power? This, I know we have so much stuff coming at us every day, Susan. I know it's hard because this president does so many things every day that undermines American democracy. I know it's exhausting because this president every day shatters constitutional norms, shatters political norms. But this is elemental. This is a first principle of this republic's founding. This is what General George Washington did as President of the United States when he decided, after 8 years in the presidency, that he would set this precedent. Like Cincinnatus in Roman times, and do his duty to his republic, and then go back to his farm. Will Susan Collins, you today, please, for the sake of America, and Tom Tillis, will you please, and Cory Gardner, can you all please today, for the sake of America, tell the President of the United States how wrong he was, how wrong he continues to be. So let me give you the question again. To not answer the question from a reporter, will you commit to a peaceful transfer of power? This is as easy of a test as you will ever be given in American politics. I hope, for the sake of yourself, and the sake of your party, and the sake of your country, that you just do the right thing. Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.